Imagine this. You're 65, retired, finally with the time and freedom to enjoy life. You're active, you eat well, you even follow all those natural health tips you hear about fruits and superfoods. But lately, something quietly disturbing has started happening. Your intimacy isn't the same. Erections are weaker, stamina is fading, and confidence in the bedroom is quietly slipping away. You think, maybe it's just aging. But what if I told you it's not just your age? What are some of the very fruits you proudly add to your evening snack, believing you're making healthy choices, are quietly sabotaging your testosterone, your circulation, and your ability to perform like the man you still are inside? Most men have no idea that certain fruits, though packed with vitamins, can actually trigger hormonal imbalances, raise blood sugar at the wrong time, disrupt nocturnal testosterone cycles, and interfere with blood flow during the most critical hours of the night when your body is supposed to be restoring your sexual health. Tonight, I'm going to reveal the 8 common fruits you should avoid before bed if you want to protect your erections, preserve your testosterone, and maintain strong, reliable sexual function even well into your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Because at our age, gentlemen, it's not about doing more. It's about doing what's right for our changing bodies. Stay with me. You may be shocked to discover that some of these healthy fruits have been silently stealing your vitality for years. My name is Dr. William. I am a retired male health specialist and urologist. I was born and raised in the United States, and I have dedicated over 25 years of my life to helping men, especially those over 50, regain their sexual health, restore their self-confidence, and protect their independence naturally without risky cuts or dangerous medications. Now that I am retired, I finally have the time to share what I have learned from observing thousands of men who have personally struggled with these issues with a much wider audience. And believe me, in most cases, the problem is not where they think it is. Today, you're going to discover a powerful tool for your health, a tool I call the mega rule of nighttime eating. Here's what most men never hear from their doctors. Some fruits, yes, healthy, natural fruits, can quietly slow down your sex drive while you sleep. These same fruits can interfere with testosterone production, weaken nighttime erections, which are an important indicator of sexual health, and even disrupt the body's ability to repair the reproductive system overnight. Most men innocently snack on them in the evening, believing they're doing something healthy, when in fact they may be setting themselves up for disappointment, frustration, and even long-term damage to their sexual function. This isn't theory, gentlemen. It's something I've seen countless times in men who could have protected their potency if they had simply known which fruits to avoid before bed. In a few minutes, I'll reveal the 8 fruits you should be extremely careful with and how you can finally regain control of your sexual health, even if you're already in your 60s or 70s. Before we get to that list, I want to know where you're watching this video from. Please indicate your country, state, or city in the comments below. Let's see where my experienced brothers are watching from and create a community of men who refuse to accept decline as normal. Because, gentlemen, your best years are not behind you. They are ahead of you, if you know how to protect them. Now, my friend, before we dive into this list, I want to take a deep breath. Because first of all, you are not broken. What you've been experiencing is something I've seen in thousands of men, just like you. Men who have worked hard their whole lives, raised families, built careers, and now simply want to enjoy their well-earned golden years with confidence, energy, and intimacy. But here's where life plays a little trick on us. The very things we thought were healthy sometimes turn against us when we reach our 50s, 60s, and 70s. Our bodies are no longer running on the same fuel they did at 25. The hormonal balance is more delicate. The circulation system is more sensitive. And your reproductive system, your male engine, becomes very particular about what helps it heal and what quietly damages it. Let me tell you about one of my patients. We'll call him George. George was 68 when he came to me, deeply frustrated. He was eating clean, lots of fruits, vegetables, smoothies at night, even bragged about his big fruit bowls after dinner. Yet he was struggling, weak erections, less morning strength, and his stamina was fading. When we sat down and analyzed his routine, the problem revealed itself quickly. He was unknowingly feeding his body the wrong fruits at the worst possible time, right before bed. You see, certain fruits spike blood sugar, interfere with nighttime testosterone repair, increase estrogenic activity, and disrupt the natural release of growth hormones that your body desperately needs at night to regenerate your sexual function. George wasn't sick. George wasn't aging poorly. George was simply following bad timing and bad information. Once we adjusted his evening nutrition and removed these fruits before bedtime, something incredible happened. His morning firmness returned. His energy levels picked up, and his confidence quietly started to rebuild, not with pills, but with knowledge. And my friend, you could do the exact same thing. But I need you to take this seriously, because if you miss even one fruit from this list, yes, even one, it can quietly sabotage all your efforts. Precision matters. Think of this like protecting an engine. One small grain of sand can damage an entire machine. So, please, grab a notebook or open the Notes app on your phone right now. I want you to write these down carefully as we go through them, because this is not just a video. It's a tool to help you rebuild and protect one of the most important parts of your life. All right, my friend, let's begin. And the first fruit you absolutely need to be careful with before bed is one you probably thought was harmless: kiwi. Now you might be thinking, Dr. William, kiwi? Really? But I've heard it's loaded with vitamin C antioxidants and even helps digestion. And you are correct. During the day, kiwi can have some wonderful benefits. But at night, especially for men like us, kiwi can quietly become a problem. You see, kiwi contains high levels of natural acids, including citric acid and ascorbic acid, which your stomach may not handle well in the evening. As we get older, our digestion naturally slows down after sunset. That means your gut doesn't process these acids as efficiently while you're sleeping. What happens next? That acid can irritate your stomach lining. You may not even notice it right away. Sometimes it's a little bloating, sometimes mild cramping or gas. But more often, it's something far more dangerous: disrupted shallow sleep. And here's where most men make the mistake. They underestimate how critical deep sleep is for our sexual health. When your sleep is disrupted, your body fails to enter the deeper stages of rest where critical hormonal repair happens. That's when your testosterone gets replenished. That's when your growth hormone rises. That's when your reproductive system receives its nightly maintenance. But when kiwi interferes with that repair cycle, the consequences are real. Declining morning erections, lower testosterone production, reduced semen quality, weakened libido, slower sexual recovery after intimacy, shorter duration and weaker erections, and eventually, growing frustration and emotional strain, both for yourself and your relationship. I've seen men who were once full of confidence quietly fall into anxiety, fear, and even depression simply because they didn't realize their nighttime habits were stealing their strength away, little by little, every night. One patient of mine, Walter, was a healthy 62-year-old man who came to me complaining of what he called mystery fatigue and declining intimacy. He was active, didn't smoke, exercised regularly, but he had developed a habit of eating a bowl of fruit loaded with kiwi every evening after dinner. He believed he was doing something good. In reality, that harmless habit was silently sabotaging his testosterone. Once we identified the issue and removed those evening fruits, within just weeks his morning drive returned, his mood lifted, and his wife told me privately that the man I married is finally back. That's how fragile the balance is, my friend. One small habit can make or break your sexual vitality over time. And this is why I need you to take this seriously. If you miss even one fruit from this list, all your efforts may be wasted. This is not about being perfect. It's about being precise. Because after 50, we don't get as many second chances with our hormones. So, I want you to take action right now. Grab a notebook or open the Notes app on your phone and write this down. No kiwi before bed. Protect my hormones. Protect my erections. Every single choice you make matters. And every small adjustment brings you closer to restoring the strength, energy, and confidence you deserve. And remember, you are not broken. You're simply learning how to work with your body's new rules. Rules no one taught us when we were younger. But you're learning now, and that's what matters. When you follow these principles, you're giving your body exactly what it needs to keep your manhood strong, your confidence high, and your intimate life fully alive, even into your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Now that you've written this down, stay with me, because next, we'll reveal the second fruit. And I promise you, this next one will surprise you even more. Now, let's move on to the next fruit you need to be extremely careful with at night. Mango. Mango is delicious, isn't it? Sweet, juicy, feels like a tropical vacation in every bite. Many men believe they're doing their body a favor by eating a mango before bed, getting their vitamins, their fiber, and something natural instead of processed snacks. But here's what they don't realize. Mango has a very high glycemic index. That means it causes rapid spikes in your blood sugar, especially dangerous at night when your body is trying to settle into repair mode. When your blood sugar rises at night, several dangerous things happen at once. Blood vessels constrict and stiffen, reducing blood flow to critical areas, including the penis. Insulin surges, which interferes with testosterone production. Your body's nitric oxide levels, the very chemical needed for strong, healthy erections, are reduced. Over time, repeated nighttime blood sugar spikes damage the small blood vessels that supply your sexual organs. I've seen men lose sensitivity, experience weaker erections, and even struggle with full erectile dysfunction because of years of seemingly innocent nighttime sugar habits. And mango is often one of the worst offenders. My friend, every night you eat mango before bed, you're forcing your body to fight against itself while you sleep. And your male health quietly pays the price. So once again, take out your notebook or your phone and write this down. No mango before bed. Protect my blood flow. And now, I want to hear from you. In the comments below, write, I'm taking control of my health if you're serious about protecting your manhood. I read every single comment, and I'm proud of every man who takes this step for himself. Stay with me, because the next fruit may surprise you even more. Now let's talk about another fruit that surprises most men. Oranges. I know what many of you are thinking right now. But Dr. William, aren't oranges loaded with vitamin C? Aren't they good for my immune system? I've been drinking orange juice for years. Yes, you're right. During the day, oranges can absolutely support your immune system. But the problem isn't the orange itself. The problem is when you eat it. Here's what happens when you eat oranges or drink orange juice before bed. The high acidity stimulates your stomach to produce more acid. That acid can easily creep back up your esophagus when you lie down, what many call silent reflux. You may not even feel the reflux fully. Sometimes it's just a little irritation that disrupts your deep sleep. And just like we discussed before, poor sleep means less testosterone production. Less testosterone means weaker erections, lower sex drive, and over time, serious issues with your potency. Let me ask you a few questions directly, my friend. Have you ever woken up feeling more tired than when you went to bed? Have you ever noticed your morning erections becoming less frequent or less firm? Have you struggled with energy, mood, or stamina, even though your diet seems healthy? If so, the real problem may be hidden right there in your evening fruit bowl, with that innocent-looking orange. I had a patient named Richard, 64 years old, very health conscious. He never smoked, rarely drank alcohol, and exercised daily. But every night after dinner, he enjoyed 2 oranges, thinking he was fueling his health. Over the years, he started experiencing weaker erections, morning fatigue, and his testosterone levels steadily dropped. After adjusting his nighttime habits, removing acidic fruits like oranges, his testosterone naturally climbed, his energy returned, and intimacy improved within just a few months. It's not always about doing more. Often, it's about doing less of the wrong things. So please write this down. No oranges before bed. Protect my testosterone. And before we move on, I want to hear from you again. In the comments, right? I want full testosterone restoration if you're serious about reclaiming your male power. I read every comment because this community is about action, not just information. Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal next is one of the biggest mistakes men make without even realizing it. And it may be the one thing standing between you and full intimate confidence. Now let's talk about grapes. one of the most common mistakes men make in the evening. At first glance, grapes seem like the perfect evening snack. Light, natural, simple. But in fact, they contain large amounts of natural sugars, glucose and fructose, which quickly enter the bloodstream, especially when the body is preparing for a night's rest. What's the problem? These sugars cause a sharp rise in insulin levels. And every time insulin rises sharply before bedtime, it disrupts the body's delicate hormonal balance. When this happens repeatedly, it begins to affect testosterone production, erection quality, sexual stamina, and overall reproductive health. Nighttime insulin spikes imperceptibly undermine the body's ability to restore male strength during sleep. That's why I want you to write this down right now. Don't eat grapes before bed. Protect your hormonal balance. Stay with us, because in this video, I reveal the most common fruits that are silently damaging your sexual health when eaten before bed. The good news: other fruits can still be part of your diet, but if you want to protect your sexual vitality, avoid eating them in large quantities late at night. In the next part, we'll continue with another fruit that many men eat without realizing the risk. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Now, my friend, before we continue, I want you to pause for a moment and picture the kind of life you deserve. Waking up in the morning rested, full of energy, feeling strong again, confident in your body, proud of your intimate performance, knowing you still have full control over your manhood. Not because of some magic pill, but because you made smart, simple changes that protect your hormones every single night. And that's exactly why I need you to pay close attention to these next two fruits, because they seem innocent, but at the wrong time, they can quietly work against you. First, bananas. Bananas are often seen as a safe snack before bed, but they contain high amounts of magnesium and tryptophan. While these nutrients can help you relax, they can actually over-relax your blood vessels and muscles at night. When your blood vessels become too relaxed, their tone decreases, and that tone is critical for strong, firm erections. Without proper vascular tone, you lose pressure, firmness, and staying power in intimate moments. Next, apples. Apples are rich in fiber, which is excellent during the day. But at night, they can lead to bloating, gas, and abdominal pressure as your digestion slows. That internal bloating interferes with pelvic blood flow, and pelvic circulation is absolutely essential for strong, lasting erections. You see, sexual strength is not just about testosterone. It's about clean, unrestricted blood flow to the pelvic area. And anything that blocks or slows that flow will weaken your performance over time. That's why I want you to write this down right now. No bananas or apples before bed. Protect my blood flow and erections. The good news is you're learning these secrets now. And every adjustment you make brings you one step closer to that man who wakes up full of energy, strong, and confident again. In the next part, we'll move even deeper. And trust me, the final fruit may be one of the most damaging of all. Okay, friends, now let's talk about one of the most insidious and amazing fruits on this list, pineapple. I know, it's sweet. It's tropical. It makes you feel like you're sitting on a beach somewhere, retired, watching the waves roll in. You cut yourself a few slices after lunch and think, oh, I'm eating healthy. But here's what your body is really trying to tell you, even if you can't hear it yet. Pineapple can quietly destroy your body's nighttime recovery process. The thing is, pineapple contains large amounts of enzymes, such as bromelain, which stimulate the production of stomach acid. This is great if you're digesting a heavy lunch, but absolutely terrible before bed. What happens next? Excess acid builds up in your stomach. When you lie down, this acid rises into your esophagus. You get asymptomatic reflux, sometimes without even feeling it. This irritation disrupts your sleep cycle. And when your sleep is disrupted, your testosterone levels suffer. Let me give you a quick example. You might smile because you've been there too. One of my patients, if my memory serves me right, his name was Frank, retired at 67, living the good life, starting every evening with a glass of wine, some grilled salmon, and a bowl of fresh pineapple. He thought he was doing everything right. But then the nighttime tossing and turning began. Restless legs, waking up tired, and slowly, his morning erections disappeared. His sex drive weakened. His self-confidence vanished. He said to me, half jokingly, "Doctor, I feel like my engine is turning, but it won't start." Frank didn't need medication, that he needed to eliminate pineapple from his evening ritual. And you, my friend, can do the same. This isn't about sacrifice. It's about choosing your power. So please write this down right now. No pineapple before bed. Protecting my testosterone and my sleep. Now I want to make sure you're still with me and fully focused. Write in the comments. I'm protecting my engine because I read every comment. And yes, we're in this together. Stay tuned, because in the next part, I'll reveal the last fruit that may be in your diet. Now, my friend, let's finish this list strong. This one surprises almost everyone: blueberries. You've heard for years that blueberries are a superfood, and they are rich in antioxidants, great for your heart, brain, and even your prostate. But as always, the danger hides in the details and in the timing. In moderate amounts, blueberries support your health beautifully. But many men, thinking more is better, start piling on large handfuls of blueberries at night. Here's the problem. Blueberries have natural compounds that lower blood pressure. At night, when your body is already shifting into a lower pressure repair state, too much drop in blood pressure can limit blood flow, especially to the genitals. Without adequate blood flow, erections become weaker, sensitivity drops, and your body struggles to fully restore your sexual performance. You see, your sexual system relies on one key principle: pressure. Blood must flow strongly, but also stay under enough pressure to create firm, lasting erections. When pressure drops too low overnight, you wake up with less strength, not just in intimacy, but even in your energy and focus. One of my patients once joked, "Doc, I traded my morning wood for a big bowl of blueberries. Didn't seem like a fair deal." And he was right. That's why moderation is key. Blueberries are not your enemy, but too many, too late at night, can quietly sabotage your male performance. So write this down. No large amounts of blueberries before bed. Protect my blood flow and firmness. Now that you know the full list, stay with me, because next, I'll show you how to put it all together into a simple plan that helps you restore your strength, your confidence, and your intimacy for years to come. Now, my friend, before we finish, I want to leave you with a simple, powerful truth that every man over 50 needs to hear. Not from a textbook, but from someone who has seen thousands of men just like you walk this road. If you want to protect your sexual strength, your energy, and your confidence for years to come, one of the greatest gifts you can give your body is peace at night. What do I mean by that? It's simple. Stop forcing your body to work while it's trying to heal. Every time you eat late at night, whether it's fruits, heavy meals, snacks, or even so-called healthy evening treats, you're forcing your digestive system, your hormones, and your circulatory system to stay active when they should be fully resting, repairing, and restoring your male power. Your body is like a skilled craftsman who needs quiet, uninterrupted time to do his finest work. If you interrupt him every night with extra food, acid, sugar, and insulin spikes, his work suffers. And over time, your testosterone drops, your erections weaken, and your intimacy fades. That's why tonight, I want you to make a decision, one that's simple but life-changing. No heavy meals before bed. No snacks an hour or two before sleep. And absolutely no dangerous fruits late at night, like the ones we've covered today. And if you do that, here's what you can look forward to. You wake up one morning, and your wife is still peacefully asleep next to you. You reach over, full of strength, full of desire, and full of confidence again. There's no fear, no frustration, no disappointment, only connection. You pull her close, not as the man you used to be, but as the man you are once again. Strong, capable, fully present. Imagine the smile on her face when she feels the strength in your touch again. Imagine how proud you'll feel knowing that you reclaimed your power naturally, with wisdom and discipline, not with risky pills or false promises. You deserve this. You've worked hard your entire life. You've sacrificed, built, provided, and now it's your time to feel alive again. And I promise you, if you take these steps, if you respect your body's nighttime healing, if you avoid these silent traps, you will see the difference. You're not broken. You're not too old. You are not finished. You are a man in full control of his health again. Now, if you found value in what we've shared today, I want to invite you personally. Subscribe to this channel right now, because here we talk about the things most doctors are too afraid to say. Real men's health, real solutions, real results. And in the comments below, write, I'm taking control of my health and my manhood. I read every single comment because your journey matters to me and to every man who's walking this road with you. Gentlemen, your strongest years can still be ahead of you. Let's reclaim them together.